God damn you, Disney. You really got me over here tearing up at the fact that toys are coming to terms with their own morality once they're staring down into the fiery pits of an incinerator. Damn. What's up, guys? This is Courtney, one half of the Brothers of Deconstruction here, and I'm bringing you my super late review for Toy Story 3. Now, this concludes the super late review series on the Toy Story series. Toy Story 4 comes out this Friday, so it's only fitting by the time this video goes up, it will be the weekend after. This actually has a pretty amazing, well-rounded cast. It brings back all the toys that you know, except for Bo Peep. I don't know what happened to her or the voice actress for her, but Bo Peep doesn't appear in this one. We still got Tom Hanks, Tim Allen, Michael Keaton plays Ken, which I didn't realize. Ned Beatty plays Lotso the hugging bear. So it's, yeah, and I didn't know that Joan Cusack was Jessie. That's super random, but okay. Again, this movie is excellent and it's traumatizing as hell, like I said before. This is the third movie in the Toy Story series that has a ticking clock. This makes me wonder if Toy Story 4 is going to have some type of ticking clock. But the ticking clock in this film is that Andy is going off to college. He separates the toys. He puts Woody in the box of stuff that he's taking to college. His mom tells him, hey, clean up everything that's not in the attic or getting donated is getting thrown out. Andy has a bright idea to grab a garbage bag and put all the other toys in so he could take them to the attic. Now, his mom has already kind of separated Molly's toys to go donate. She told Molly to go separate some toys. So Molly is taking the box downstairs, but she's struggling with it. He ends up helping her. His mom later trips over the garbage bag, sets it out on the curb. So it gets taken. Hilarity ensues and an adventure ensues. So the toys are sent to, they wind up at, they get out of the garbage bag, they jump in the car, they wind up at Sunnyside Daycare, which is a nightmare of a place, right? You know, they have a room with these super young kids, toddlers that, throw the toys into the wall and drool on them and paint them and all this crazy stuff. But the goal is Woody goes hunting for them so he can get them back, so he can return them to, a box that's going in the attic, and so he can get back in the box that's going off to college before Andy leaves for college. So that's the ticking clock. The performances are great in this film. The story is really, really good. We immediately get thrown into the adventure of Woody going to Sunnyside, leaving Sunnyside, and then winding up at this little girl named Bonnie, winding up at her house. She plays with them for a bit, and that's where you find out that Sunnyside isn't as what it seems to be, and Lotso is a maniac. And so we have a clown who's, I didn't get the actor who voiced the clown, Smiley or Chuckles. I don't know. I can't remember who played Chuckles. So anyway, Chuckles gives the backstory on Lotso. Lotso, this baby toy that they have, and Chuckles were all the owner of an Emily or I forget their owner's name. She was a kid. They were out playing one day at a picnic with her parents. She fell asleep and they left the toys behind. So Lotso became kind of, super upset and jaded and mean and everything like that. He's basically a tyrant in Sunnyside, right? The story, at one point, Woody gets back, he devises a plan. He runs into this little old play toy phone that tells him what he needs to do in order to get out of here. Woody creates a plan. By this time, Lotso has already captured Buzz, put him on demo mode, got him thinking that he's a real space cadet again. And so he has Buzz on his side. However, Woody ends up flipping Buzz back but they kind of reset them to Spanish mode. So that's where we get this super funny scene of Buzz like dancing with his arms out, and every now and then, when I'm just thinking about it, I randomly do that dance around somebody. That part is absolutely hilarious. They end up going on, after they get out, Lotso stops them. He starts going off, calling the baby stupid and everything like that, gets thrown in the trash. They all end up getting put in the trash and taken to the landfill, where we get like this super intense scene of them trying to get out. They get swept up, scooped up, put into the machine, go through the shredder. They all jump on something metal because the magnet at the top of the conveyor attracts all the metal so it doesn't mess up the shredders, and it just shreds the paper. So they survive through that, and then Rex is like, hey, I see daylight, and Woody realizes, no, that's not daylight. Like, something hot is on the other end of that. So they realize that it's basically going towards a giant flame. They start trying to escape some type of way. They help Lotso up. He has the opportunity to press the stop button. He doesn't. You don't expect him to, because that's just how big of a dick Lotso is. And he even says, where's your precious Andy now? And then runs off. Right? So the one biggest thing that I realized with this film, obviously they don't get incinerated, but it was a really, really sad moment, and it had you kind of your throat like closing up and real tight, because as they're trying to climb an upward hill, it's basically like trying to move on the wrong direction on the escalator. They're not going anywhere, and they realize that, hey, this is it. There's nothing that we can do. So they start grabbing each other's hands. And when you realize that these toys have come to terms with the fact that they are about to be incinerated, yeah, allergies started acting up. But eventually it ends on a good note. They get out of that, but there is like one literal Deus Ex Machina where the aliens, they got swept up in a different pile. They literally bring down this giant claw to scoop them up and out of that and drop them in like this little other area that's near the parking lot. And it's like, huh, all right. And I think that's a literal Deus Ex Machina. Like, this claw, literally, they're up in the control room. You kind of forget about them. It's not exactly a Deus Ex Machina, but then again, it kind of is. The claw literally comes, from the heavens. There's this big bright light. This claw comes down, scoops them up, drops them in this safe zone, and then boom, the rest of the movie. Yeah, it ends with Andy giving his toys away to Bonnie. Woody gets a chance to write a sticky note on the box for the attic saying, donate these toys here. And he knows Bonnie's address because he had to get from Bonnie's house back to Andy's house. And that's where he was going to go until he realized that Sunnyside is like a prison. So he had to go back and get his friends. So Andy gives the box of toys to Bonnie, plays with her, plays with the toys, goes down, gives them a rundown of who's who. And then he goes off and leaves. It's a sad story because it's like, man, we've seen Andy literally go from a very young child to a 17-year-old that's leaving for college, right? And it's sad in the realization that, hey, he's giving his toys away to somebody to a child who's going to care for them, play with them, and have just as many fun stories and adventures as he had. So it's sad in the moment, but then you realize Toy Story 4 is coming out. So I imagined that this was the last movie in the series, but they made a fourth one. I haven't watched any of the trailers for it, so I don't know what the hell is going on. I know Keanu Reeves might be playing a spoon or a spork. I don't really know. So I have no idea what's going on. But this is another good story, has another ticking clock, has kind of a Deus Ex Machina, but other than that, it's an entertaining story as always. There's adventure, there's intense moments, it's suspenseful at certain parts. You're gonna be engaged. It does a good job of keeping you engaged, so I'll give it that. But yeah, this definitely also deserves a watch. But if you're familiar in any way with the Toy Story franchise and you've seen both movies and they hold a particular place in your heart, I'm going to let you know now. This is the warning. This will pull at the heartstrings. There's no doubt about it. Once you see what's going on and during certain moments. So, but that absolutely doesn't detract it from being a good movie. It's a really, really good movie. And I suggest you check it out if you ever have the chance. It might be on one of the streaming sites. I'm not sure. I have the Blu-ray. Again, I finally opened the Blu-ray. And I think I did before because I don't have the digital code for it, the little slip. But it actually came with like a disc for the digital version, which is weird because my MacBook doesn't have a disc drive. So I don't know how I'm going to get the digital version. But yeah, anyway. That's my super late review for Toy Story 3. It's a great movie, guys. You absolutely should check it out. Expect my review for Toy Story 4 to probably be up sometime this week when this episode goes up. Now, at the time of recording, Toy Story 4 comes out this Friday. But by the time this episode goes up, my review for Toy Story 4 will probably have been put up maybe within a day or two of this video getting uploaded. So be on the lookout for that, and as always, check out the other videos, and I appreciate any and all support, whether it's 1 view, 5 views, 10, 100, or 1,000. I'll be catching up with you guys.